4, 3, 2, 1. And we're live or recording.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, buddy.
We
So,
fucking did it.
welcome to another episode of the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast. We are obviously not in studio today, so we're doing another episode just using Discord and
Yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of this. I'm fucking tired of this. Let me just say something right now. It's getting really annoying trying to make plans with you and having these fucking schedule changes like this. Didn't your people invent some type of famous calendar and you can't fucking make up a
Ye-
schedule that coincides
yeah,
with
but that's the thing. If you really look at that Mayan calendar that you're talking about,
mm-hmm,
none of their shit was all it was all fucked up. I wouldn't really go off of what they were saying.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They were supposed to what the
So
world was supposed
basically
to
you're
end.
full of shit.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify that with us in the audience. I just want to put that out there, make sure everyone knows. Yeah, it's fucking tiring. So yeah, we're doing a Blunts and Brews, but we're doing it over Discord because we we can't be in the studio today. And this is gonna be just an original cast, no guest episode. So that's why Ginger Sean's not here.
Yeah. I mean, we got Craig. I think
Unfortunate.
he's like our official second guest.
He's our mascot, essentially. Yeah, we need a little fucking robot bear. Yeah, it's perfect. It's
Then
amazing.
all he says is now
Oh,
recording. What's up?
we totally almost forgot to talk about the fact that I fixed the comments on our YouTube channel.
Yes, fucking about time, dude. It was
We
getting
were having
retarded.
the most annoying situation, which was that we didn't know because YouTube doesn't fucking tell you when you make a YouTube channel. They don't tell you that your comment section needs to be like approved every time somebody comments, even if you're commenting from the channel itself. So from your own channel and you're
Which makes
commenting.
no fucking sense to begin
Yeah,
with. Like,
you sometimes have to approve your own fucking comments. So sometimes people would write funny stuff and we would reply with funny stuff and their comment would disappear or our reply would disappear. And it was so frustrating. We had no idea what was going on. So I finally just sat down one day and was like, someone has to know about this. There's got to be something. And I found an
we can't be
entire
the only
forum
ones.
of fucking people complaining about this shit. So basically, fixed it, figured it out, got it all squared away. Everybody's comments are back up on the YouTube channel. Thank fucking God. So shout out to everybody who is commenting and anyone who isn't, fucking comment. Jesus Christ. Like, what does it even take for you?
Like 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds. While you're taking a shit, pull that fucking phone out,
Yeah.
comment.
I
It's
want
that
God
easy.
tier comments though. I don't want no fucking nonsense.
Yeah, no, speaking of fucking funny shit, the one comment that we don't know, we're hoping it's someone that we don't know and it's just a random person that happens to
Yeah.
for some reason like our shitty podcast. But he left a pretty funny comment and it was talking about our very dear friend, our number one guest, Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of
Yep.
what set off the whole thing of you like really wanting to get this comment thing
Yeah, I was so
situated.
tired of it, man. I
Because
was
I
so
had
tired of every time I'd write something funny, you'd write something funny, and then as soon as we pressed like post, just disappeared, wouldn't even show up. So I fucking figured it out, and everybody, all your shit's good, everything's set to like so that we don't have to approve anything. So
you
you
can
guys
say
can be
whatever
as
the fuck
racist
you
as
want.
you want. Yep. Perfect.
So all those Ginger fans out there, let us hear, make some noise. We want to hear you.
What if all the celebrity gingers just rise up and they fucking attack us in our comment section?
I mean, what, all three of them? That's not a very big list,
Okay, there's something that we have to address because we talked about it maybe 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, I think it was on our bonus episode, right?
Yeah, it might have been. So episode maybe 24, something like that.
23, 24, one of those. It was the August Alcino one.
And we really didn't talk much about it except for the fact that it was going on. But I had said that I was like, I don't believe it happened. Basically, the whole story was that this R&B artist who was friends with the Smith family, obviously Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, Jaden,
He was more than
Willow,
friends.
all those fucking people. He had been friends with them for years because I heard that he was best friends with Jaden.
Oh, that's
Like
fucked up.
they grew up together or some shit. I
Yo,
don't
that
know.
fucking
That's
family
something I
dynamic
heard.
is so fucked.
I have no idea what's going on with that. But basically, So the whole thing was that he had come out and said that him and Jada had had an affair. I don't think he said that it went on for a long time, but it happened for a little while. It was going on for. And I was just like, "Nah, I call bullshit. Come on, dude. Like this guy's putting out an album. Why does he
Yeah,
need to tell us this now?" Like I still think that he's being really opportunistic about like the fact that
well,
he had to
that's
tell
kinda
us
what I
now.
wanted to talk about too, because I feel like so is Jada because she had that big old fucking one-on-one with Will Smith on the Red Table Talk or whatever, which is
Mhm.
her program or whatever that she puts out on Facebook. And
Yeah.
it's like, really? Is that like the best spot to be having this conversation with the person you're married with,
Dude,
talking
they
about.
always have the fucking craziest conversations on that shit. You're
I've
always
never I didn't even heard about it until
I've
then,
never
until
watched
now.
it, but I you always see the clips online, and you're just like, "What the fuck is wrong with these people, bro?" Like, they had a whole conversation about how it was Jada's mom, and Willow, their Jada and Will's daughter, and they were talking about how she had randomly the daughter, Willow, she had brought up that the fact that she was suicidal when she was like a teenager, and they were like, "Oh, really?" And they just started talking to her like it's fucking nonsense, like she's just talking about something she added on the grocery list or something like that. Like some, "Are you fucking kidding me?" She starts talking about cutting herself, and they're just like, "What? You did that? That's crazy." I'm like, "What the fuck is can you people, like, come down
Right.
to reality for a second? Jesus Christ. This is real serious. This maybe isn't something that you should be taking so lightly." And then they had another conversation with her about how, she, like she's like one of those what is she? Is she polyamorous? Yeah, I think she's polyamorous.
Oh, she's
So she
turned on
like
by ovens? Is that what that means?
yeah.
Uh,
Um, what's it called?
oh, wait,
You
no, no, wait,
motherfucker.
that's the Pokemon, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
Um, so basically she wants to be with in relationships with not just one person at a time,
Oh,
and
sounds like
so
she the fucking apple don't far from far from the tree.
Oh, no. Oh, shit.
I'm telling you, dude, this situation is so fucked up.
Oh my god.
I feel so bad for him. Like I've
Ah, I
seen
feel
so
bad
many
for him.
fucking memes already, like,
Yeah, the memes
and
are harsh.
oh, they're funny though. That's the
They're
fucked up thing. I
funny.
giggle, but it's like
Here's the thing, people are on his side, though. People are
it's
definitely
most
on his
people.
side, but the
I've seen a
memes,
few, and
I
they're
think
like, "How? How
I
can
think
you
it's
not be on his side?"
even like us, where it's like we can laugh at the memes, but we still feel for him, like,
Oh,
just because
100%.
it's just like, "Oh, it's so hard." And I'm gonna speak, like, very, personal here for a second just on this matter, uh, because I have cheated on my significant other. I've cheated on the person that I'm with currently, my fiance, actually. She knows all about it. She knows everything that happened, and I wanna say that I couldn't possibly understand the strength that it would take for a person to forgive someone that's that sort of, humiliates you in such a way. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. I mean, I know me personally, I don't think I could,
Right, yeah, I know.
and
I
like you
don't
said, I don't see there's very few people that would, and it does take a very strong person
I
to.
think it also kind like and I don't mean this in, like, a sexist way or anything like that, but I think so much about being a man is wrapped up in, like, your ability to take care of your partner, like, financially not take care of, but, in a sense, take care of. You take care of each
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
but, like, so much of it is wrapped up in, like, taking care of your partner financially and emotionally, but also physically is, like, such a big thing, and when it's sort of, like, almost put on blast that someone else did that, it's gotta be such a fucking blow to your ego,
Oh,
like,
100%,
so
especially
I
when it's
feel
someone that
like
you care about, you know what I mean?
mhm.
That is a tough one.
So I honestly, like, I think to when Benexi forgave me for what I had done, and I just think like, "Fuck, I don't know if I could do that." That's just so that takes such a big person to be able to do that, and I think Will should be getting a lot of credit for that. The memes are funny. I think it's fucked up what's going on. Um, I think most likely she probably regrets it, you know what I mean?
I think a little bit, yeah, but like I said, I feel weird and kind of just gross watching like all this unfold. Like I said, on her talk show that she has with Facebook,
Mhm.
it's like this is such a personal issue. It should just be behind closed doors
Well,
between
like
the person, her and
mhm.
Will, instead of in front of billions of people to watch and give their opinion. I mean, regardless, I mean, I know people are going to give their opinion on it just
Yeah.
because the fact of who it is,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
you shouldn't be putting that out there for people to see. And
Mhm.
that's what I think is kind of just gross about the situation. And I've seen clips of it and stuff, and I
Mhm.
honestly like just seeing Will, dude. It just almost breaks my heart because he just looks so broken. I'm just like,
Yeah, he was
damn.
really beat up.
If
Yeah.
you would have acted this fucking good in your last movies, bro.
You wouldn't have had to be here, man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have had to be here.
But I
Um,
called it, didn't I? Like I said on the episode that we talked about it, I was like, his last couple years have not been great.
yeah.
Let's say that's putting it nicely.
Mhm.
And the fact that fucking some younger dude smashing your wife,
'Cause he
that would
knew the whole
definitely take
time.
a yeah.
He's like, "I gotta go film in Germany," and then he's calculating, he's like, "Alright, I'm gonna be gone for 8 months." And he's just like, "Ah, fuck." Then he starts setting traps in the house like he's the Home Alone kid.
That kind of explains why he did that one last movie where he played his younger self. I
Dude,
mean, it was just a metaphor, dude.
that shit looked so bad too, Jesus
It was.
Christ.
I
I
didn't
think
see the movie, but I heard it was terrible.
I think
He
yeah,
lost
I
a
think
lot of
a lot
money.
of it I think a lot of it has been him slipping from that shit, you know what I but honestly, dude, when it comes to this, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for the whole family because if it is true that he was friends with Jaden, stuff like that, that's so
Mhm.
fucked up. I don't even begin to understand how you can heal your relationship with your partner, let alone your relationship with your son and your children. If that's the case, where like you've broken so many
Just
like rules of like having a family and stuff like that. I don't it's not like specific rules, but like having sex with your son's best friend or friend in general or something
pretty
like
frowned
that.
upon. Haven't you seen American Pie?
Mhm. So, man, that really fucking sucks. But I think, when you were saying like you felt like it was kind of out of turn for them to like televise it and stuff like that,
Yeah,
I'm assuming that they probably had this discussion in private because from what they said, it happened years ago from what Jada said. And then it ended abruptly. And then they haven't talked in a very long time, like is what she said. She didn't say they haven't talked in years. She just said they haven't talked in a long time. So I don't know. Maybe they have talked since it's happened, but it's probably been a while. But I'm guessing that Will and the family knew about it. You know what I mean? Because it didn't seem like the show was the first time they talked about it. It just
right.
seemed like they had to
Enact
they
the
had to tread back on these old waters that didn't fucking feel good. Like I know once you're sort of past something after a while, if you have to bring it up again, it's really difficult. You know what I mean? Like in the
mhm,
situation where I cheated, it was the first year after it happened. Every couple of conversations me and Benexi would have, there would go to like dead silence, and then all of a sudden she would come out with a random question like, "Oh, did you and her ever oh, did you guys ever?" And oh, was that? And you're just like, oh, fuck me, dude. Like, it's like torturous to both of you. Like, nobody wants to be in that situation, but you both, like, she wants to know and you have to answer it. And it's just like, so I'm sure that went on where it was just like eating away at him, as I'm sure it does to
I'm sure it,
everybody.
like yeah, I mean, if you really it just like it's pretty much like a cut, you know what I mean? And it just never heals and it keeps,
Why the
getting
fuck are we getting so serious on this shit?
I don't know. We need to fucking calm our tits right now.
This is why we need to fucking drink and stuff like that because
So,
this podcast was never meant to be serious.
okay,
What
so
the
let
fuck?
me get this out of the seriousness real quick though. I do
Hmm.
wanna say before we get to that point that, like I said, I do feel bad for Will. I wish
Yeah.
the best for him. Um,
Mhm.
but I mean, that's pretty much all I gotta say on that.
Yeah.
But I think I came up with a new segment for the podcast that we could do.
Oh, shit.
So it's I don't know. I'm throwing a couple titles around trying to figure out what I want to name it, but it's either going to be Ginger Thoughts or or something something like that. So
Uh-huh.
basically, what it is I'm sure you have been in the situation. You're just doing your random normal day shit, and you have this weird thought, and you're like,
Right.
God damn, why the fuck would I even think that?
Mhm.
That's something that Ginger would think. Why would I think
Mhm.
this? So I had one of those thoughts today.
Oh my god, here we go. Lay it on me.
All right,
Actually, I had one of those thoughts a couple days ago that I just remembered, so I can give you mine. You give me yours first.
perfect. All right, so we're on YouTube watching just a bunch of random videos, playing
Mhm.
music and everything. And one of the things, because my daughter, she is the one that uses, or we use the YouTube app on our TV mostly for her. So it's mostly like kids songs and stuff. So the song came up and it was from Zootopia movie. I don't know if you've seen that or not. It's a fucking little
I saw
animated.
it. Yeah.
All right, so you know that Shakira, right, plays this gazelle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So one of the songs on, excuse me,
That's hot.
thank you. One of the songs from that movie started playing that she sings, and they have her as the gazelle, kind of
Mhm.
resembling her a little bit. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, can I fuck a gazelle? I'm just like, I'm like, damn, what the
And
fuck?
then you start going through the logistics of it. You're like, first I'd have to catch one,
That's
and
the
you're like,
hardest part,
I need at
honestly.
least 8 months to get into shape for this.
No, no. So I've actually figured it out. I'll have better luck uh, tranquilizing and taming a tiger or a lion to hunt the gazelle for me. I'm not the big one though. I will have to lose some weight though, because I'm gonna have to put a saddle on the lion.
But but not kill. It
Yeah.
won't kill it though.
No, no, no.
You just put like you put little rubber stoppers on the teeth so it doesn't like fucking insert.
Like, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just gonna
perfect. Cartoon logic right there. Looney Tunes. I
saw
love
the
it.
teeth off and make it into fucking Chinese Viagra.
Yeah, fucking perfect. So
Um,
my thought was actually it came to me while I was jerking off one day, and then it got reaffirmed to me while I was having sex.
you have a small dick.
Opposite, actually. I was wondering, I was in the middle of it and I'm just like fucking stroking away. I'm going, and then I look down and I go, has my dick gotten bigger? And then I go, wait a minute, can your dick get bigger?
Yeah, I mean, if you're losing weight, I mean, your
And
dick
then,
will appear
and then
bigger.
I asked her because she was like, we had sex a little while ago, and I asked her, and I was in the shower, and I go, hey, I've got like a funny question, but did it seem like bigger? And she goes, yeah, it kind of hurt. Like, and
Nice.
I was like, what's going on here? Whatever's happening, I fucking like it. They must be pumping something into my fucking water.
That's what it is. That's that fucking Florida water, bro. You heard about that shit with the I think it was like the UK. They did some like test with, no, it wasn't the UK. I don't know where the fuck it was, but they did some testing with the tap water and it was causing some fucking brain
Oh shit.
thing. Yeah. So I don't know how real that is, but the way 2020's been going, I've been kind of taking even the craziest fucking stories a little bit serious, because I never
Hmm.
would've thought, like, not to go back on it, but the whole Jada and Will thing would have been a fucking thing. But
Yeah.
only in 2020 could this be real.
Actually, there was something I wanted to talk about that was another thing that we had discussed briefly in a different episode, which was the Mia Khalifa situation.
Oh god, what happened
So
with her?
I don't know if you heard anything about it, but if any of our listeners will recall, like maybe 2, 3 episodes ago, we briefly talked about the Mia Khalifa situation where she or her fans, there's a petition basically to get her videos taken down from all porn sites, right? She doesn't want them out anymore. She's ashamed of them. She feels like she was used by the industry. She was like a kid. She didn't know what she was doing when she signed up for it. She was saying that she only worked in the industry for like 3 months, I think, and she only made a very small amount of money. And I had said, I was just like, I can totally appreciate the fact that somebody looks back on something they did in the past and they regret it and they want to move forward from that. I can totally understand that. That's perfectly fine, perfectly reasonable. We make mistakes in our past and we don't necessarily have the foresight to see how it's going to affect us in the future. She's married now and she says it
That's the
has an effect on her marriage.
that's the fucked up thing though, like, especially now with social media, where
Yeah.
everything's on there, like, oh, it's almost permanent. Like, you can't, once it's on the internet, someone could find a way to find it, you know what I mean? No
Hmm.
matter how hard you take that shit off.
But
It's fucking
so apparently she lied,
uh-oh.
and fucking Bang Bros, I think the company she worked either last with or the most with, came out with a bunch of posts on Instagram that went through each of her points, and they pointed out that she was lying. And this shit fucking blew up in her face. Now,
Oh
I don't
shit.
think she said anything about it yet, but apparently she was like, I only worked in the industry for 3 months. They were like, Mia, you worked in the industry for 5 years. I was like, holy shit, that's a long discrepancy, bro.
Yeah, that's
Holy
fucking
fuck, that's a
big
big
difference.
mistake right there. You can't even say that you fucking misplaced a decimal point right there. Like, you totally fucking lied. What are you talking about? Even if you were like, "Oh, I meant to say 3 years." That's still a
2
fucking
years.
difference of 2 years right there, bro.
Watch you ask her, "How long's Trump been in presidency?" You know, like 2 months.
Yeah, imagine that's it. She's just mixing up all her fucking shit.
She's got
Um
fucked too hard and her head banged against the wall too many times.
So they went through each of her things. She was like, I only made this much amount of money. I barely made any fucking money. They were like, you made this much money. Huge fucking number. Like fucking massive number. Totally made a shit ton of money, if that's true. It's
Mhm.
looking like it's true. She hasn't said anything, I don't think, so far. Uh what the fuck else? They were like, oh, we talked to you didn't just work with our company, you worked with a bunch of other companies. Like, so we compiled the list of all the companies you worked with over the years. And then
Uh,
they were like, somebody had made the point that was just someone else, I think, had made the point where it's like, if you don't want to be recognized for being that person anymore, why do you still go by that name? Because when she originally started doing porn, she went by a different name for the first, like, I think it was like first few months or first few years, something like that. It was Mia something else. It was like Callista or something. And then she changed it eventually to Mia Khalifa. And then yeah, but she's still profiting off of that, still using the same fucking name and everything. So I mean, I guess I can I still fall under this the way of, hey, if you don't feel comfortable with it anymore, you're well within your right to say that you're just not okay with it anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
we all make mistakes, and I think even if she did lie, it was still a mistake, but that doesn't negate the fact that she lied, which I think is really fucking disgusting to do, because you painted yourself to be a victim when you
Mhm.
weren't a victim. You profited off of this. You
And she's still
profited for a
profiting.
long time. She what?
And I mean, obviously, she's still profiting from it too. Like you said, she
Yeah.
hasn't changed the name, and
Yeah.
because of that name, that's, associated with the shit she's done, that's how she's got to where, these other things she's doing now. Like you said, I think you had mentioned last episode, she does a sports thing,
Mhm.
announcement
Yeah,
or
she's,
something.
like, heavy into sports, yeah.
I mean, realistically, would that have happened, do you think, if she had not?
No, no, of course not. Are you
Exactly.
fucking kidding me? No.
And to come out, saying, "Oh, I was only there for 3 months. I was treated like shit regardless
Yeah.
of all that." And if she's coming out lying about it, it's kinda like, "Come on now. Come
No,
on."
it's definitely really fucked up. I think it, because there are actual people that get, like, chewed up and spit out by the porn industry and just any industry in general, but I think there's a lot of people that that happens to in the porn industry. And
Oh,
when you paint yourself as the victim of one of these situations, like, it makes it that much harder for other people to know to steer clear, or to fucking to come forward and admit when they were victims of situations like this, because there's so many fucking people. I watched a whole documentary about, like, new girls in the porn industry, and it was like, dude, they're in and out within a couple of months. They just, like, these poor girls, like, then they have to go the rest of their lives with their videos up on, like, Pornhub and stuff like that.
and how
And
how often are these girls becoming Mia Khalifa famous? They're not, you know what
oh,
I
no, not even. It's like one in every, like, fucking 100 and something girls will make it big time.
mean? Mhm.
Like, and even of those girls, they usually don't stay in the industry for very long. So you get like one in every, like, couple dozen makes it to where they're becoming like a sort of regular that does a couple of videos and, like, they get their name out there. And then those girls maybe will only stay in for like a year or two, something like that. You know what I mean? And then
Right.
that still has to follow them around. And I'm sure a lot of them regret it. Some of them don't. And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything to regret about sex work. You know what I mean? But everyone has the right to change their mind about something they did in the past. So she's within her right to feel regretful of what she did. You know, we all are whenever we make decisions. But fuck her for lying. That's a piece of shit move.
That is
Like,
a pretty shitty move.
seriously, you're a fucking asshole, dude. Don't fucking do that. And if it comes out that she was telling the truth and now this company's lying, I'll fucking take that back. But as it stands right now, it seems like you're full of shit.
So fuck you, Mia Khalifa. What's up, Bang Bros?
Yeah, Bang Bros sponsor us. What the fuck, guys?
Yes, sir. So I think that there's two things that keep following us that we cannot get rid of,
Oh
and
boy.
that's Star Wars and
Yeah.
TikTok.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah.
TikTok, I feel like since we talked about it on our the first podcast that we ever talked about it, whenever that was, like all I see now is fucking just stories about TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So the latest one I saw, I was reading some, I think it was on Facebook. Uh, Basically, they sent an email out to some people that worked for Amazon saying you need to delete TikTok off of all your mobile devices,
Oh yeah, yeah.
laptop, all that shit. And then like as soon as I got out that they sent that email, they sent another email saying, "No, that was just forget that last email, disregard that kind of a thing. That's not what we're doing." So I was just
Mm-hmm.
the fuck? So yeah, this whole fucking TikTok thing is getting crazy with
It's like that fucking that alert that went out. What was it, like a year or two ago to Hawaii when they were like emergency missile launch incoming? Dude, could you imagine fucking
so scary.
imagine you just went on your honeymoon to Hawaii, you fucking stepped down off the plane.
First thing's like, is your phone blowing up? Is everything okay? Oh my fucking god. And then the husband turns to the wife, I fucked your sister. What?
She's like
Stacy?
and she's like, "I fucked your dad."
My dad's dead. Well, then it was your grandpa.
Holy shit, dude. I could not fucking imagine being those
That's so
people.
scary.
That's like you're going to get ice cream and the fucking guy tells you, he's just like, just to let you know, as soon as I hand you the cone, I'm gonna shoot you. You're like, well,
Go on,
fuck.
man. You can just fucking hold on to that, my friend.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? No. Oh my god.
No, but I guess I mean they're we talked about it last episode. I think Trump is supposedly considering banning it in the United States.
Yeah, apparently.
India has already done it. I know it's not on their apps, or not. Sorry, it's not on Google Play or Apple,
Hmm.
whatever the fuck they use. So I don't know, man. It could be something that's just nothing, and people are blowing it out of proportion, like any other crazy story, or it could be something real. At this point, dude, I honestly don't know anymore. I
So you
just
found out about this on TikTok? Or no, you
um
got the notification.
yeah, I got the notification.
Okay, okay.
Yes, yeah. It was no, what did I see it on? I think I saw it on a video randomly when I was on Facebook. Like, you know how like it just not Facebook, on YouTube, like it just like
Hmm.
suggested videos.
Yeah.
And I saw that and I was like, oh, well, that's interesting.
You want to hear some more TikTok facts? I
Of
feel like
course.
I lay some TikTok facts on you like every episode.
You need to,
So
yeah.
I've got two really good TikTok facts
Let's hear it.
that coincide with our other amazing TikTok facts from all these amazing TikTok scientists who make really credible discoveries and they back them up with actual science. And
Really?
in no way can you search these things up that they say, and the first thing will come up like completely like debunking whatever it is they say. You definitely can't do that. I promise you,
No,
you can't do
they're like a modern day Indiana Jones.
Holy shit. I fucking wish that I wish there was a time machine just so we could go back and prevent their fathers from coming in their moms, because these people are so fucking worthless that they go around, and it's so incredible that they have the time to not only tell these fucking like tall tales, they have the time to concoct them in their goddamn stupid fucking brains. This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I've never seen some place that was so willing to just spread like all this misinformation for no goddamn reason. So the first one being that some fucking asshole was like, and this one was contentious, and like I had to look up because I saw in the comments people were like, no, it's true, and then the next one would be like, it's not true, and it'd be like, I live there, it's true, and then the next one would be like, I live there, it's not true, and
Yeah.
they'd be like, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, and then I had to look it up, and I was like, yeah, it's not fucking true, it's not true, you fucking idiots, Jesus Christ,
What is
which
it?
was that the original Statue of Liberty was supposed to be black. Now, someone is probably listening to this and going, "Oh, I saw that in the thing," or "I grew up in the town of France where they built the fucking thing, and I know that that's true." Listen before you fucking interrupt me, okay? You stupid fucks. all right, because you have your information backwards, all right? There was no alternate version of the Statue of Liberty, because the argument the guy made was the original version of the Statue of Liberty was black because apparently it was made for to dedicated to the slaves, the freed slaves, right? That's not fucking true. There was no alternate version of the Statue of Liberty. The one that we got is the Statue of Liberty. That's it. There was no other fucking version.
Wasn't
So
it
there's
modeled after Owen Wilson?
yeah, I think I heard that somewhere. That
Yeah,
sounds about right though. That's a TikTok fact for sure.
yeah, yeah.
We can go with that the next episode.
We'll
What's it
dissect
called?
it.
There is a statue in France that's basically like it's like a black version of the Statue of Liberty, right? But it was made in like 2007 and
Oh,
it was a
way, way
it,
after.
yeah, a little, yeah, it was a little ways away from when they made the original one. It's they're pretty close together. I guess you can call them big sis, little sis, but I think there's probably a big difference there somewhere.
I think
Somebody find
Mia
it for me.
Khalifa's fucking keeping time for that. Yeah, they were built like 2 months apart. They modeled directly after this one.
And then Jada Pinkett Smith comes in. Yeah, it was some type of entanglement going on. I don't know what's happening.
But I like the younger one. I mean, the newer one.
She's like, I haven't talked to them in years though. But what's it called? So basically, people were like, I live in France, and this is a fact. This is completely true. Listen, I live in America. I couldn't tell you who built the Golden Gate fucking bridge. Okay. So I don't give a fuck if you live in France and you go around telling me like, oh, I know who built that building. You're clearly fucking wrong. Just because you live there doesn't mean shit. I don't know anything about fucking Disney World, but I live like not that far from it.
He lives in Disney World, and it's a small world.
Yeah.
Just inside the fucking ride itself.
Did you hear about that guy that fucking lived on? There's like this abandoned island in the middle of Disney World. Like in the middle of it, there's like this little island in the water part where it's like there. It used to be like an attraction, I think, in the '60s, but they shut it down and it had like a port or something. And some guy snuck in and like tried to live there.
How long did that last?
I don't think very long because they've got cameras all over the fucking place. They found him.
Knox.
Yeah, but
Was he
no.
trying to find the fucking frozen head of Walt Disney?
Dude, that'd be awesome, right? He tries to reanimate him. He puts him on like little robot spider legs. It's just the head. What's it called? Okay, so there's that first stupid ass TikTok fact, which was so goddamn easily debunked. You can just search it immediately, and the very first thing comes up is like, no, but there is this statue, and that was put up for this reason, and that just fucking retarded. Holy shit, is this stupid as hell? I mean, god damn it, man. I cannot believe the level of stupidity on this fucking app. So the other one being people have been going around making this claim about bone marrow babies. I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently
Bone marrow babies.
you can extract bone marrow from a woman or a man. Because it's funny because they kept leaving out the fact that you could do it from men too. Because there was this trend on TikTok of people going around saying that women would be like, and what is it that you can do? And then men would go, reproduce. And then some big brained asshole would be like, well, actually, you can just take the bone marrow from a woman and create sperm and eggs, and she could impregnate herself and have a baby. And they'd be like, here's my TikTok science degree. And everyone would be like, oh, that guy got owned. And then somebody went, and then eventually someone was like, actually, you can do that from men too. And then they were just like, but here's a little thing that everybody keeps leaving out of the fucking conversation is those fucking babies come out deformed and they don't even last fucking long. So it's like fucking retarded. Like
comes out looking like Muck from Pokemon.
It's just a pile of jizz, like a half-formed pile of jizz. It's like I was gonna say the fucking little stomach thing from Quaid from Total Recall, where he's like Quaid, the reactor.
Uh, that
I
movie's
was
on Netflix now. I'm super
Dude, I just
excited.
rewatched it,
Dude, I'm
dude.
gonna watch it tonight,
So good.
actually. Dude, it's
So
one of my
good.
favorites. It's so
That
it's
remake sucked like hell.
yeah, I was not a fan.
That was so bad, but it's so fucking good, dude. It holds up like it holds up so fucking good. I have the fucking because what's it called? I think it's a short story that it's based off of by Philip K. Dick, my favorite science fiction author. I have all of his short stories probably in a box somewhere. I think, or maybe on my bookshelf. But yeah, that guy's the same guy who wrote the book that the movie Blade Runner was inspired by,
Mhm.
and
He's got some really good sci-fi shit, dude.
Minority Report, which the movie was okay. That movie, like early 2000s with Tom Cruise,
Mhm.
which
I
was
like
also
another fucking Arnold movie that I've watched that I completely, like, forgot how fucking dope it was,
mm.
Commando. Do you remember
Oh,
that?
yeah, I haven't seen that in fucking forever.
Dude,
I've
I
been
forgot
meaning to
how
rewatch,
fucking nuts it is, just action-wise. It's, like, so over the top. It's so fucking ridiculous.
I've been meaning to rewatch Predator. I haven't seen it in fucking forever, and I saw it the other day while I was scrolling through something, and I was like, "Oh, shit. I might wanna check this out." I haven't seen it in a really long fucking time.
What's your thought on the second one with Danny Glover?
I only saw it once when I was a kid,
Okay.
and I I liked it when I was a kid, but I never saw it ever after that. So I have to say it probably isn't gonna like hold up to me as well as the first one because I've seen the first one
Yeah,
repeatedly over the
the first
years,
one is so
and it's
fucking
still a
good.
good movie. It holds up really well, like just as like an action, like fucking balls to the walls,
Mhm.
holds up really well. When I think back to when I first saw that movie, the second one, I was probably like 10 or 11 or something like that, and I don't know, there was like a whole murder mystery motif to it where it was like he was trying to solve who the killer was or something, and it turned out it was the predator, and you're like, "Oh." Yeah, I don't know. When I think back on it, it seems like kind of a bad premise for a Predator movie. So
Yeah.
I imagine it probably wouldn't work out very well if I tried to watch it again. I probably would get like 15 minutes in and turn it off.
It's not I mean, I still watch it just because, like, the first one obviously is so much better. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite movies of all time,
Mm,
especially, like, action movies and shit. But the second one, I like it for just for different reasons.
yeah.
It's similar in the sense where I mean, it has some similarities, but it's also very different, so it's, like, just
Mhm.
cool to see that, and I guess originally they had planned on having the sequel be with Arnold Schwarzenegger and kind of, like, the same
Mm.
premise. Instead of being in the jungle, he's in the
He was
city
too,
now,
he was too busy getting the gap between his teeth fixed.
basically. But, yeah, so they went with, someone else, obviously. But,
They
yeah, no,
went with, like they went
the
with, like, a black guy
completely
who was, like,
opposite.
fucking 15 years older than Arnold and, like, out of shape, and
I'm
like,
too damn old for this shit.
they were just like, "You know, I think this is gonna be a good fit for for a Predator sequel. We're gonna
I
get
think
this fucking."
honestly,
And
because
they
it was
also they
coming
put
off
it in, like, a
wasn't
city
it?
landscape, which I thought was the wrong place to do, like, a Predator movie, like, the whole point that's, like, really fucking, like, nerve wracking in the Predators, like they're in like this jungle and they can't escape and they're there to do like this commando job and shit like that, right? And like they're the hunters, but they're also being hunted and they don't realize that first. And it's the perfect setting for that kind of thing to go on. You've got the whole camouflage thing going on. A city is like the worst place to have a sequel to fucking Predator. That
Yeah.
is like the fucking worst idea I could have thought of, which is I respected when they did that Predators movie with Adrian Brody, and
I didn't mind that one because it
I
was
don't hate
so
it. I don't love it either, but like I can respect what they were
entertaining.
trying to do with it, you know?
That's how come did you, with the Predator, did you see who originally they had playing, like, the Predator?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's his name? Van D Cla what the fuck is his goddamn name?
Oh, you're Jean-Claude Van Damme?
That guy, yes.
Mhm.
And, I guess yeah, he was bitching about it the whole time, and the whole Predator, like, the way it looked was completely different, and it looked really fucking stupid. It looks like a fucking dog that got ran over. It looked fucking terrible.
Dude, we keep talking about these fucking movies, and we're always like, "Man, we should have a movie night where we watch stuff." Like, we
I
really fucking should. We should have a night where we watch Alien, first of all, because I think that's one of the best horror movies
Mhm.
ever. Just ever. If you just want fucking like edge of your seat fucking horror, you're just like, "What the fuck's gonna happen?" Dude, Alien, the first one, oh my god. Amazing.
It's very fucking like just suspense, like you're just always on edge, like fuck, fuck, fuck. And that's how
Mhm.
come I feel like the first Predator has that same similar element where, like you said, they're stranded there. They're no one knows that they're supposed to even be there. They're also like the baddest motherfuckers around, and they're just getting taken out like this, like it's nothing.
This is like almost turned into a movie recommendation episode with it.
Oh god, we need to fucking
I can't
stop.
wait. I can't wait to hear from my fiance where she's like, "Oh, like I got really bored when you guys were talking about these movies that I didn't give a shit about, but yeah, you know, maybe I still listen anyway." I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot."
Girl listens. I'm pretty sure mine hasn't listened to anything. I'm
Yeah,
being
right.
to be honest with you. She thinks I'm just in here masturbating, all the time that we're doing podcast. What she's not totally wrong, but
Oh, dude,
so
if you
we can get off on, or I guess wrong phrasing of words. We can get on to another topic,
Mhm.
um, which was I think I talked about it just a little bit before we even started on the phone. I was like, "Yo, did you see that Kid Cudi dropped a new song?" And
Yeah, you said that to me. I was like, "No, I didn't hear anything." And then you kind of elaborated more, and I was like, "No, I didn't hear anything."
so yeah, it's Kid Cudi and Eminem. I've
I'm
listened to it.
interested. I'm interested immediately.
Right? And I never even and that's actually not even a combination I really even thought about.
Definitely not. Never
But
thought about it because they have such different styles when it comes to how they approach their music. Like Kid Cudi has a very laid back approach to his shit.
Mhm.
It's very cool, like to just vibe to his music.
He's definitely got, yeah, vibe, like, where Eminem's will or sorry,
Yeah.
where Eminem will give you totally different, like, more aggression usually and kind of
Mhm.
just coming at you like, "Ba, ba, ba, ba."
Well,
So I was
also
like,
Eminem is like
interesting.
a very like intricate storyteller when it comes to his stuff. You know what I mean? He's very lyrical, and I think as I really enjoy Kid Cudi's music, but I wouldn't say like he's like this crazy storyteller that has like all these
No,
like
no.
metaphors and similes that I'm like, "Oh shit, this shit's just flying over my head. Like what the fuck? I got to pay
It's very
attention to this." Like
simplistic, but
you
it's
can
like you
literally
said, it's
put
the
it on and
vibe.
just fucking like really vibe out to it. But I'm interested just off the fact that they have such different approaches and I appreciate them both so much as artists that like fuck yeah, I want to hear what the hell this sounds like. Jesus.
Right? No, I was super excited. So the first time I listened to it, I was, I just found out that it came out. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna listen to it. I was
Mhm.
outside and Holly was talking to me, and I was like, okay, yes. I was just trying to
Shut up,
listen to it.
bitch.
Basically,
You're
I was like, shut the fuck up, basically. And she started playing this video on her phone, watching it. And I was just like,
Mhm.
oh my god. So I had to wait for her, and then I just kept looking at her, giving her looks, I guess. So she kept turning it up. I'm like, this motherfucker. So finally she's done and leaves, and I play it. So I'm already kind of like in a pissed off mood. So I'm like, God damn it, let me just listen to it. So the very first time I listened to it, I kind of just like, I wasn't really feeling it. But
Mm.
let me step back for a second, get back into my fucking normal mood, and then listen to it again. And I listened to it again, and I was like, this is actually kind of dope. It's very different than what I was expecting it to be, but it's
Mm.
still really good in its own sense. And I kept listening to it a few more times, and every time I listened to it, I was like, damn, I kind of like this a lot more.
Dude,
And I would
imagine
notice
it's
little
like,
things.
imagine it's like, they completely, like, switched kinda like, flows and shit like that, like, Kid Cudi was, like, going all fast and stuff like that, he had all the metaphors and stuff, and, like, M was just fucking vibing on the beat. Like, you're just like, "Wow, I wasn't expecting this, but you know what?
Not at all, but I'm kind of liking it.
They're kinda killing it right now." Yeah,
No, I mean,
I would
it's pretty
appreciate if, Kid Cudi just went back to music and let his acting career die, because I think, it died as soon as he started it, and I want him to just bury it at this point, because this shit is sad.
I didn't even know he was acting. What has he been in?
Holy shit, you don't wanna know.
I
That's what I'll tell you right now. He's been in about, like, pretty much just any shitty role you can think of. Do you remember when they made it was a couple years ago, Aaron Paul starred in the Need for Speed movie? They made a
Yeah,
live action Need for Speed movie.
I never
Yeah,
watched
it
it,
wa
but I do remember.
I just saw the trailer for it. I heard it was terrible anyways. I had no interest in watching that fucking movie. It looks stupid anyways. But, he played like his best friend or his sidekick or whatever, and I was just like, "Oh man, what are you doing, guy?" Like, holy
So,
shit.
some rappers or could transition into that position, it's very few, and it takes a fucking long time, and
It,
you
it's
have to
hard to
choose
go.
your yeah, it really is hard to go from, like, being a rapper, especially like a
Well,
Kid
just
Cudi
any
type of
industry.
rapper, where he's so different already.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, but I mean, I'm glad he's doing music again, and the cool
Someone who's like
what's up?
I was gonna say someone who's like super versatile and can like go in and out of these different like sort of like facets of entertainment like perfectly.
Mhm.
Donald Glover, Childish Gambino,
Yeah, I know he is
like
really good at that.
started doing like sketch comedy and then stand up and
The
then
first
like
thing I ever seen him on was a stand-up comedy that he had with, Comedy Central. It was like a 30-minute special,
I
and that's
remember that. But the first thing I ever saw him on was like his like funny or I think it was Funny or Die or YouTube stuff, like before he was famous and everything like that, when he was just doing like dumb little sketches. Like his one with the did you ever see his mouth-based video game thing?
I
I
don't
think it
think
was
so.
Funny or Die, where it's like it starts with like a sort of POV look, and you're
Mhm.
like looking down at Donald Glover's head, just going, and you hear the sound, and then it like the camera pans up, and you see a guy with like just from like the waist up, and he goes, he's looking down at Donald Glover, and he goes, "Dude, it's not a dick." And then he's like, and then all of a sudden he runs out of the fucking hallway and oh no, he runs into the bathroom and he rips open his shirt and it's written all over his body.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got
like
markers. It's like
Memento.
memento, yeah. And he's like,
I
it's
do
a
remember
dick. And then the whole thing, he gives like a whole background story. He's like, his name is blah blah blah. He killed your wife, and now you have some type of horrible amnesia. And every couple of like minutes, you forget what dicks look like, and he gets you to suck his dick. And and like he goes running down the hall, and then he as soon as he gets to the end of the hall, he like immediately forgets everything. And then the guy steps out and he's like, "Hey man, hey, I got this new mouth-based video game. You want to try it out?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." And then the whole fucking thing starts over again. But yeah, I that was the first thing I ever saw Donald Glover in. I think. And I was like a fucking like really young, but then there was obviously Community and like everything else that he was doing. He's done like serious roles. He's done so much shit, and he can just move in and out like flawlessly, like
I
nobody
was
I've ever seen.
like the movies that he does or the shows he does are enjoyable, like, his acting is
Hmm.
like, it's good, it's not where a lot of times you get, like, unfortunately, like, rappers or and stuff
Hmm.
that try to do movies and they're just really their acting is just so ugh, it just you could tell they're not
Yeah,
actors. But with him,
yeah.
you really believe it, especially like even ATL, like the character he was playing, like it was believable, you know what I mean? And then he could do
Mm,
a show like Community where he's just fucking goofball, fucking just
mhm.
funny, just goofy kid. And then he could do fucking good, his music. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I mean, I like some
Oh,
of
I
it.
fucking
It's
I
good.
bump to his
Um,
music, bro.
and I mean, I think he's a good rapper. It's just, like I said, I don't listen to all. Like I won't go out of my way to listen to it. There's a handful of tracks that I really do like though that he's
Mm.
done. Um,
I think there's just what's it called? Like we're gonna look back on. I think it's gonna be funny when people look back on this time period or like before it or whatever. Everyone was like fucking riding Kanye's dick for so long. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And I feel like if we're gonna give anybody credit for being like this versatile fucking like genius at all these different art forms, we should be talking about Donald Glover, not fucking Kanye.
No, no, for sure. He's fucking basically a Renaissance man, man. Just about.
Hmm. I think it's a matter of like not only having a passion for these things, but like doing them and doing them well. Whereas I think
Mhm.
when I think of I'm comparing him to Kanye only because I feel like everybody rides Kanye's dick of like him being some sort of fucking genius or something like that, and I do think it's undeserved because he gets involved in all these projects like his fashion line and stuff like that, and it's fucking trash. His shoes look like fucking shit. I don't have the greatest fucking style in the world, but I think he makes some of the ugliest fucking shoes
Oh,
I've
I
ever seen in my life.
agree with that. And his shirts are fucking. They look like these old ass shirts with holes in
Oh
it,
god, he makes those fucking long tees and shit like that. Like it's
like
so
a
fucking
random zipper
stupid.
and shit.
It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. He's just so untalented at so many of these things that he wants to try and be talented at. But the thing is, like, he just has money and that's it. Like, you can pour money into these things,
Yeah.
and if you really want to do them, you can do them really expensively, and like people will buy them just because it's
Well,
attached to your name
that's
and stuff
the
like
thing.
that. But
Like you said, it's basically, like, normally, like, for us, it'd be like a hobby,
right.
making clothing or doing this and this like that. For him, his hobby, he has millions of dollars to throw at it, and
Hmm.
he has no one to tell him, like, hey, you probably shouldn't make those shoes and sell them because they fucking look ugly. Because he can sell them, and people are gonna be fucking dumb enough to spend God knows how much on them. Because I
Hmm.
completely agree, dude. His fucking shoes with the Yeezys are just, they look
Oh,
stupid.
have you seen the new ones? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I don't even
It looks
fucking.
like an alien shit them out. Like, it's the dumbest fucking thing. It looks like somebody 3D printed shoes. Like, you know when you watch like a cooking show and some asshole is like, and here's my this is my deconstruction of a hamburger, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
like a fucking see-through like cellophane wrap that's edible with like a fucking flame in the middle of it, and the top has like a cherry that's like fucking like holographic, and you're just like,
why?
and the judges are just like, just, well, why
Make
the
a
fuck
fucking
couldn't you just make
hamburger.
a burger, dude? Like, why couldn't you make a burger? That's, and then you're sitting there like, yeah, why couldn't you make a fucking burger, dude? What is wrong with you? Yeah, this guy, he's up his own ass so hard, and now he wants to be president. Now he wants to be fucking president.
Mr.
Which,
West 2020.
how many times has he been talking about being fucking president? Like, for years
Dude,
now, this
I think since, like,
asshole.
the Bush administration, I think, like, if I'm not
I don't
mistaken.
think he's fucking around when he says it. I just think he doesn't have the time to get to it because he's doing all these other things. Because what is it? The deadline is in like a couple of months and he hasn't filed any of the paperwork.
Right.
But I honestly don't fucking think, like, who in their right mind would vote for this fucking a hole? He's such a tool. He is such a fucking tool. I used to be such a fan of his music, but he has turned into such a fucking douchebag, dude. He's so fucking ridiculous. I think I might actually want him to go off his goddamn meds because he might actually make some good fucking music.
Maybe. I mean, you can only hope. No,
Someone's gonna be like, don't shame his mental stability or some bullshit like that.
so we're getting another dislike on this video.
Do
What's up with that? I'm fucking okay with it.
you think that was what our problem was with that video? That we didn't talk enough about Kanye. They were just like, I thought this was going to be a Kanye
That
podcast.
probably was the issue.
Mhm. That's the
It
thing that we got
and
to
it's
start talking
deserving,
about Kanye.
honestly. Honestly, yeah, it's deserving. We definitely need to. I think the next, probably, we'll clear our schedule. The next 5 episodes will be strictly Kanye. We'll start from baby Kanye all the way up to Kim.
Dude, did you hear about the fucking, what's it called? The Supreme Court like ruled that I think it was nearly half of Oklahoma is
Oh, yeah, like a
Native
native.
American reservation.
Mhm.
How does that even work? I don't understand how you can claim half of a state. I'm not like upset by it or anything by any means. I'm just, I don't understand the logistics of it, and I haven't looked into it because I don't care.
So my
I,
thought on this is, so here in Florida, everything's so fucking compact, right? So we got like
mhm.
cities on top of cities. Oklahoma, I feel they have a lot more land and it's not so built up. So maybe that's how they're determining, half. But still, yeah, like
Like,
I
what
didn't look
happens
too
if
much
you
into it.
live on that part? Like, what if you live in a town or a city? Like,
Bye-bye.
how does that work? I don't get it, and I don't care enough to look into it because I don't wanna read a long ass article. I would
Right.
rather somebody just explain to me whatever questions I have. Like, if I'm just like, "What if I wanna go take a shit in this public restroom?" And they're just like, "No," like, because technically you'd be shitting on our native land, and then I'm just like, "Alright, well, I need someone to explain that to me. That's what I fucking need right now."
So if you know any of this information, please comment and
Yeah, right?
and
Keep it
educate us.
brief. I don't need a big enough, like some fucking like huge goddamn thing
TED
explaining it
Talk.
to me. Yeah, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could do that
no,
ourselves.
I honestly was like, oh, and then speaking of that, I had brought this up before, and I was saying, I brought up the whole Mount Rushmore situation in South Dakota,
Right.
how they were talking about like they were protesting at Mount Rushmore. I had talked about that, and I was saying like, okay, that's one thing, but how come we still have a fucking team called the Washington Redskins in the NFL?
Mm,
Well, the Washington Redskins have come out and said that come 2021, they will no longer be called the Washington Redskins and they won't be using that logo anymore.
yeah, I think literally like that night
So I
after we
called
recorded the podcast, I got
I I
hold on.
think I did it.
You did it, yeah.
Yeah.
Our 3 followers helped push a movement.
Well, I will say on in regards to that, apparently on Friday, what Friday was it? I'm not sure. I wrote it down somewhere in my notes. It was a Friday. Spotify was down for iOS devices on Friday. I think it was last Friday.
Hmm,
So I'm going to go ahead and guess that we were actually supposed to get 1 million views on our last podcast, and
that makes a lot more sense
this
now.
must have been the thing that stopped us from doing that. So I'm guessing all those people did listen. It just didn't count it. So hey guys, we hit 1 million. Just wanted to put that out there right now before we even got to 30 episodes. Look at that.
Um, to be real with you, we
Mhm.
actually are I looked at it before we started, we're 2 views away from 1,100.
That's not bad.
No,
Look
that's
at
not
that.
terrible.
We're slowly climbing. I was saying to Sean the other day, to Ginger Sean, I go, I bet that girl on his Facebook that we went to high school with that started her podcast, whose trailer was at like a couple hundred,
Fucking ridiculous
like a
amounts.
day after she put it out, she's probably at like fucking like 100 to 200 subscribers right now. Like fucking,
And we
and
barely got
we've
60.
been working at this for so fucking long, and we're not even at 20 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah,
we
that shit was I saw it the other day, we had like 18 or 19
we
subscribers.
got to
All of a sudden,
19,
it
yeah,
dropped down to
and
16, so someone had some common sense.
someone else told me that too. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, I saw you got to 19 subscribers," and I was just like, "We did," and
But
then they unsubscribed. So then we were at 15 for the longest time,
oh, for like 2
for like
months straight.
months. Yeah, for like 2 months we were at 15, and then that last episode, boom, 19, and we're like, holy shit! Whenever we get one subscriber, it's
We get
pretty
fuck
exciting for
we
us.
our dicks get
Yeah,
super hard.
because our channel is growing very, very, very slowly. So I'm sure it's just like that for many other YouTube creators, where it's like the beginning, you're just like, oh my god, like I got 2 subscribers in the past like 3 months. You're like, holy
Oh,
shit!
no.
So when we saw 19, holy fuck, I was like, oh my god, whoa!
One away
And
from
then
20.
checked it back like an hour or two later, and it was 16. So technically, we only gained 1 subscriber.
It
So I
happens.
mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say about that, but I mean, hey man, we're making changes. The Redskins are not a thing anymore. The Washington Redskins aren't going to be a thing anymore. That's one thing.
I wonder what the fuck they're gonna be called. I
Should we
mean,
start like a thing? We should start a like a thing to like come up with their name.
oh,
Oh, let's start tweeting at them and giving them names. That's what we should do. Can we? Let's
let's
just
do
start
that.
tweeting at them and giving them names.
But they gotta be just as bad.
They don't have to be racist. They just have to be just as offensive.
Exactly.
Note
And
that
get
I said they
no
don't have to be racist.
yeah, they
They
don't have
can
to.
be
Yeah, yeah,
racist. They just have to be just as offensive. Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
We'll go over the parameters and the rules,
What's a
so
racial slur that's okay for us to say?
so actually, there is a what was the fucking, an Inuit, like like the
Mhm.
island like or Eskimos. I always thought for the longest time that was like a disrespectful way to call those people, but that's actually like the preferred way. They don't want to be called Eskimos. And I was watching a Disney movie with my daughter, and they kept saying it. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like,
What movie was it?
Brother Bear. So it's not that old of a movie.
Oh, dude, I loved that as a
Yeah, it's
kid.
a good fucking movie. And but they kept
Mhm.
saying it. I was like, "Yo, that's they need to chill with that shit." And so I went back on Google and I looked it up. I was like, "Oh, I guess that's like the tech. That's what they're supposed to be called. They don't want
Inuit, yeah.
to be called Eskimos." My bad.
Everybody's
So,
got these preferred things. Speaking of preferred things to not
what
call
would you do
people,
for a Klondike bar? What?
have you heard that apparently on TikTok, and I've seen this before in other things too, like on Facebook, I once saw a girl post something like this, and it was so fucking annoying. That girls are getting offended by guys that call them females.
Oh my god,
When I saw your face when I said this shit, dude,
dude.
it's the most hilarious fucking thing. I can't believe we've gotten to a point where using the term female is somehow offensive, where they're just like, oh, it has like a kind of tone to it. I guess essentially like there's a certain kind of guy that calls women females, like when you're talking about a girl and you're just like, I really I get a lot of females, or like I don't fuck with females like that. You know what I mean? Like I think they're associating with like fuck boys or like white douchebags or something like that. But it's just like it's just a word that means woman. That's literally all the fucking word means. You stupid fucks.
We're gonna
Holy
get a
shit.
whole new fucking dictionary, dude. By the time we're like 30, it's gonna be just be all fucked up. Like, yeah, so that remember that word that we taught you how to spell when you were in kindergarten? Her, Her. You can't use that no more. They prefer the exclamation point and the acronym sign. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes.
So
It
tell me
makes
how I saw
sense.
a video on TikTok where a girl was just like, all of you guys like to call women females. How would you feel if we called you males?
You're like, okay,
What the fuck are you talking about?
go
Did you
for it.
think you made a point there? Like, what the fuck are you trying to say?
Everything would stop. Like, oh my god, are you serious? Please don't call us that, please.
Like,
We'll
what are you
we'll
talking
change.
about? Like, imagine you said to a guy, you're just like, "Hey, Kyle, how would you feel if I called you Kyle?" What the fuck? What point are you making, you stupid fuck? Jesus, this is what TikTok is doing. This is why they need to ban TikTok. It's rotting our brains.
Bro, I fucking tried to warn you about this shit. It's gonna make you retarded. Like, it's
This
proven.
is China's plan. This was
It
China's plan right here.
a little bit of TikTok, a little MSG, retarded, autism, boom. That's how they're gonna get you, bro.
Dude, the MSG fucking one. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. TikTok is straight up it's going
It's
to
a
be the
shit show.
downfall of our society and has nothing to do with China stealing data from us. It's just going to make our youth fucking retarded. That's what it's going to do.
It's
It has nothing to do with vaccines, moms who are against vaccinations and stuff like that. It's TikTok. That's what's turning your kids retarded. That's what it is. Oh, did you see that the have you seen who the director of that Shia LaBeouf movie is that we talked about last episode?
Oh, the tax collector? No. Who is it? Actually, I
Yeah,
saw the name, but I don't know who it is. Who is it?
uh, it's the guy who made Suicide Squad.
Oh god, no. So, apparently the actor that played Diablo was not available to play
Yeah,
Shia
right.
LaBeouf's
I
character.
know. Well, have you seen that guy?
He's white, isn't he?
David Ayer or something like that. Yeah, he's like a white dude, but I guess he grew up in like LA,
Like a cholo, man.
like around like Chicano like culture and stuff like that. So he like dresses like a fucking cholo and stuff. It's so fucking funny.
So this
It's
guy has
so
a track
hilarious.
record of hiring white people to play Mexicans then.
Well, he basically made a movie about himself, I guess, and he just wants to be a badass. And he was like, "Who can I hire to play me? Like a half Jewish Cajun white guy."
Yeah. No, I still wanna watch the movie, honestly, though.
I still want to see it too, but I'm going into it and I'm gonna bring like candy and popcorn because I think it's gonna be really
It's
funny.
gonna be a
I think I'm gonna laugh a lot
show.
just because after seeing like Suicide Squad and that fucking movie he made. Oh my god, it goes right back. This is our Kevin Bacon, Will
Oh god.
Smith. He made that movie Bright that was on Netflix with the
Oh,
fairies and
the
shit.
blue fucking his partner's that blue monster.
Yeah, he's like an orc. That movie fucking blows, dude.
Yeah, dude, I was
Oh.
so confused. I was really high when I watched it, so that probably didn't help, but I was just like, "What the fuck, man?"
That movie
It
sucked so much ass.
and actually, so Will Smith, when he decided to do the movie Suicide Squad, he opted out to do Independence Day 2,
Oof.
which was another shitty one, but I think it would have been a totally different movie if he was
If he was
involved.
in it, yeah, there would
I
have
think
been
it
it would
would've
have been
been
a different story entirely,
so
honestly.
fuck that guy for making Suicide Squad, and if he fucks this tax collector movie up, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to go riot.
Well, they were probably like doing something along the lines of what we said before. They were just like, "Hey, if you make Suicide Squad, we can just film it like right here in LA. Like you can be near your family and everything." And they were like, "Hey, if we shoot Independence Day, we're gonna need you to fly to Washington. You're gonna have to stay here for like 9 months. And he's just like, I gotta think about that. And
August.
yeah. It was like, don't worry, you'll be back by August, and then the PTSD sets in.
No, August. Dude,
Dude,
he's
that's
gonna
gotta be his least favorite month now. Like,
all of his
imagine his
movies drop in
birthday.
August.
Imagine his birthday was in August. Imagine all of his kids were born in the month of August,
Oh
and
my
now he has
god.
to deal with this shit. What if Will Smith starts a petition to change the name of the month? I'm
I
with it. I'm with it. I'll
I
sign
wouldn't
that
be.
petition. I'll sign that petition. Felt bad for him. I'll sign that
We'll
petition.
throw him a bone.
Yeah, that fucking guy, man.
I actually
Let's
saw
give him something.
that TikTok that you sent me that had me laugh, and the dude did his own little parody of the Fresh Prince intro. I was
Oh.
like, oh, like it's like you said, it's so fucked up, and it makes you like go, ah, but then at the other half, it's
Mhm.
like, dude, this is fucking
Yeah.
funny. I'm
It's
sorry,
funny. You can't do anything about it. It's funny, you know?
everyone's a target, even the
Yep.
Fresh Prince.
I have to tell you what happened to me today. Like, literally, like, maybe 2 hours before we started the episode. I go onto Snapchat. I'm, like, never on Snapchat. I go on it every once in a while to look at just, like, random shit that pops up, and I'm also one of those people where, like, if something is there, I have to, like, get rid of it. So, like,
Mhm.
if I see a bunch of stories on my Snapchat, I'll just, like, just to let everybody know, I don't watch your Snapchats. I just go like this because I just don't like having, like, my shit cluttered.
Yeah, yeah.
I tap through, tap through, tap through, tap through. That's it. I click onto an old buddy of mine, haven't seen him in years, haven't talked to him in a while. I click on his story. It's just a guy fucking a girl, like, and the link to OnlyFans, and like his dick is barely covered by a little heart emoji.
Uh,
And then,
so
and then the
is that why
next,
Ginger can make it tonight?
yeah, and then the next thing is like a picture of the girl, and it's like a link to her Snapchat. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? So I messaged him on Snapchat and I go, yo, bro, are you okay? And he's like, oh, yeah, man, I just lent out my Snapchat to this girl who wants to promote her OnlyFans.
What
And I
the
was like,
fuck?
what? What does that fucking mean? What the fuck does that mean? And I was like, wait a minute. So are you fucking this girl in the video? Is that you? And he was like, in one of the videos. So I'm guessing he means one of the videos on OnlyFans. So I'm guessing it's just a bunch of dudes just running through this fucking chick.
Alright.
Somebody call me a Khalifa.
I was gonna say Mia Khalifa, what's up, girl?
Malia Obama. Is that what
Malia.
you were about to say?
No, I wanted to say Mia, but then it just kind of all rolled out because
Yeah.
my Mexicanness just kicked out and all the letters started all going together.
Oh, call the director of Suicide Squad. He'll help you out.
Yeah, I'll get
I
some
really
taps
understand.
and throw me in this next movie.
Do you think that like he like seriously was just like, I've always wanted to make a movie about like cholo culture and then just have like a white dude be the fucking biggest badass in it, and that was like, it's all about him. I think it's just a huge ego trip. I
It
think that's
could
what this
be.
is.
Or a
I think
really funny inside joke, like, he's just like, "Watch, I'm gonna make a fucking movie, make it completely based around the Mexican culture, and guess
Mhm.
what? I'm gonna get a Jew to play the main character and make him look like he's a Mexican."
But then there's like
Yes,
the thing of like the outrage surrounding it, like where people were mad because they thought that Shia LaBeouf was playing like a
a
Mexican
Mexican,
character,
yeah.
which he's not. He's playing a white guy who grew up around that culture, so he, assimilated to the culture. It makes total sense. Everybody who's grown up in a place that in an environment that they weren't normal, like they weren't necessarily a part of at first, totally understands that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So
fuck,
it's just like,
look at Eminem.
yeah, but like I heard the comparison. Someone made a video comparing. They were just like,
Was it on TikTok?
yeah, it was on
Of
TikTok.
course it was on TikTok.
It was a great take. You always see the greatest takes on TikTok
I'm gonna
every
fucking
time.
ban you from TikTok. I'm gonna fucking put the parental lock on there so you can't get on there.
I need Trump to personally ban me from TikTok. That's what I need to happen. I need to be taken off of TikTok, but I need like some type of governmental uh thing
China.
keeping, yeah, China.
China.
What's it called? So basically someone was comparing it to they were like, look at all these white people taking roles from people of color, and then they were like, look at Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. um Tom Cruise's character in The Last Samurai is a white guy that gets captured by the fucking Japanese on the opposing side during that war.
Right.
He fought in the Confederate army. You think he's a fuck? Do you think the role was supposed to be an Asian guy? The whole plot of his character was that he's an American ex like fucking colonel or soldier or some shit like that that gets brought to Japan to train the soldiers to kill the samurais. And then he gets
Mhm.
captured and then he like learns like about honor and reverence and falls in love with one of the fucking chick whose husband he kills and blah blah blah, all that shit. But I was just like, how stupid can people fucking be that they were just like, look at Tom Cruise stealing roles away from Asian people. The fucking character wasn't Asian, dude. What are you talking about?
Hey, give me 2 seconds. I gotta switch out my headphones.
Bullshit. All right, I'll keep the audience entertained.
Please do. Tell them
Oh,
about your
you like
fucking
that?
small penis.
Yeah,
Oh,
you like
god.
that? Yeah, rub those nipples. I'm wearing my high school fucking like gym shirt. That's right, guys. Liberty High School. Look at that. Go Chargers. Go Chargers. That fucking school sucked. Holy shit. I think it was. I think my girlfriend asked me once because we used to have to drive by there all the time whenever we would go to visit our families because it's like right there on the whenever you enter into the area.
Alrighty, I am.
Um, she asked me. She was like, "Do you ever feel like some type of connection to the high school or something like that?" I'm like, "Fuck no." To that
I
place I never fucking went to that I was like always fucking skipping school and just like slept in every class.
so I don't know what I walked in onto, but I'm assuming it has something to do with your GED.
Yeah, I literally I wound up skating through high school, not doing anything for the longest fucking time. And then
Sounds about right.
right when it was about time for the seniors to graduate my senior year, I wound up dropping out like a week before that. And I was like, I'm just gonna get my fucking GED. Fuck you guys. Yeah, the school system is fantastic. Although I won't say that I fully applied myself, I will say that it still failed me when I did try to apply myself. So
You win some, you lose some.
take that for what you will, bitches.
Hey, no child left behind. Remember that.
Dude, fucking terrible initiative. I love
It
how
was the
when
dumbest
they
fucking
finally
thing.
told me that I wasn't gonna pass, which I fucking pretty much knew, but I just was like, I wonder when they're gonna tell me that I'm not gonna fucking graduate. I thought that was the funniest thing. They told me like 2 or 3 months before graduation. They
Oh
were
yeah,
just
by the
like, but
way,
by the way, you don't even have like fucking half the credits you'd need. I was like, oh yeah, big fucking shock to me, dude. Like, you think I don't know that? I get like straight F's.
I knew this since my sophomore year, guy.
I was such a lazy fuck, like stoner who I slept in every class. And that was if I fucking showed up to school. Most of the time, I never even fucking showed up. I was like,
I
fuck this place.
definitely I went I had bad senioritis my fucking senior year, especially my second half of my senior year. Dude, I fucking coasted. I literally it was the finals like before school ended, and
Hmm.
I went up to my English teacher. I was like, "Yo, hypothetically speaking, if I were to get a 0 on this
Yeah.
test, what would that drop my grade?" And she
Mhm.
said, "Well, you can't get a 0 because you get 5 points for your name." I'm
I
like,
know,
I'm gonna
dude.
tell you right now, I'm not showing up. So what is that gonna put my grade at? She's like a 72. I'm like, nice
Yep,
seeing you.
I know.
Deuce.
Dude, I at a certain point in my senior year, I had made the plan to get my GED anyways,
Oh, so you're like,
but
fuck it.
I had to wait, because my dad was like, "No, just stay in school because, like, it's basically free fucking babysitting and stuff like that." You know what I mean?
And you get a free meal.
I have he probably was just like, "I just don't want you at the fucking house that much."
He's learning how to cook and fuck girls. Leave him alone.
So, I just fucking stayed in it, and the whole plan for the like, even before senior year, but it really came into action in senior year, was just to fucking get my GED and just leave there whenever. Um, what's it called? I fucking I actually tried to get a 0 in multiple classes. I tried my hardest.
What was your GPA? Like 1?
Solo, definitely below 2.
Yeah, the numbers usually below 2 would be 1. So
Well, Well, it's like 1 point fucking
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
I
2
know, I
point
know.
something bullshit, and, like, legit like how you're like, the number usually below 2. Um, what's it called? I tried. I legitimately would not show up, sleep in all of my classes except if I liked the teacher or if I was trying to fuck a girl in there, and just literally do fucking absolutely nothing. I would do no work in class. I would do no homework. I wouldn't do the tests when they passed them out to me. Anything. Just anything at all. I would sleep like all fucking day long. And I still, not in a single class, could get a fucking 0.
It's harder than you think.
It's fucking damn near, I don't think it's possible, to be honest with you, because even on the off day that you do show up, they give you like a couple points for just showing up, just
Yeah, for, like,
participate.
attendance or
They
whatever.
give you that just for attendance, and it's fucking ridiculous. Like,
I wanna fucking fail miserably. Let me fail, you stupid bitch.
I really wanted to like get a report card and show it to my friends and be like, "Look, I got a bunch of zeros," because I would always have Fs. Like I would have like straight Fs constantly because I would either like be high all the time, be sleeping in class, just not do any of my homework, fuck around and not study and all this kind of shit. So my grades were always shit. But like I really wanted to like go the extra mile and be like, look, so the lowest grade I got on anything ever in one class was I got a 15% F.
Oh my god. I
And
think
that was legitimately trying my fucking hardest to fail.
I got, like, probably in the 30s or 40s, and that was not trying my hardest to fail. That was just me being a fucking retard and not understanding math.
30s or 40s were like my average on like most classes. School was
Aim
not the
high,
place for
baby.
me. That was not the fucking place for me. That's not the learning environment for me. I was not somebody who could like go to a public school and like get something out of it.
No, that's honestly why I feel like the whole fucking education system needs to just be completely redone because I'm very similar in that sense where me being stuck in a classroom for 8 hours, I can't do it. I'm more of a hands-on person. Like a trade school would have definitely benefited me or some
Yeah.
type of schooling like where it's set up like a trade school where you're learning these hand-on, learning these things and getting the hands-on
Mhm.
experience instead of being fucking like seriously, I did not have the attention span. I would be
Dude,
dozing off. I would just be like, "I
yeah.
can't do this. I can't focus on this shit."
Dude, I had teachers that would straight up lie to me. I remember I told the teacher once she was going off on me about not doing my work, and I leveled with her. I was just like, "Listen, I like when people are straight with me, so I'll just be straight with you." You know what I mean? Because 'Cause I'm like,
Right.
"I feel like you're wasting your breath right now because I'm not gonna do the fucking work, and, like, you're getting mad for no reason. So let me be completely straight with you. I'm not gonna do the work because I'm just planning on getting my GED, like, and just leaving, like, right before the school year ends," which is what
Mhm.
I fucking did. And she was just like, "What are you gonna do with the fucking GED?" And
Same
I
thing I
said,
do with a high school diploma.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I'll just go to college, do what, same thing everyone does with a high school diploma. That's about it. And she
It's
goes, you can't go to college with a GED. I was like,
the
I
fuck
know
you can.
people in college with a GED, like currently. Did they just pass some legislation that I didn't fucking know about? I should probably tell these people because they might be wasting their time right now.
Yeah, if you would have got a regular degree, you would know that they currently passed, a law saying GEDs are
Right?
void.
You don't even need to go even to be a fucking teacher. You just need like what is it? I think you need like a specialty in like a specific thing, and then you need to get a teacher certificate, at least in the state of Florida here. Or like you don't what's it called? That's like why when you see like a gym teacher who also teaches like some other kind of course or something like that. Like they're
Yeah,
also like the
a
driver's
math
ed fucking
teacher.
teacher. They just got like a, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But
Well, I
like
know,
apparently
like,
here's
when I was in Kansas, 'cause they get you get paid more obviously for, like, being a coach of some sort. Like,
Mhm.
my football coach, he was the PE coach. He also did like the lifting classes and all that shit. But he got paid, extra amount of money per year for being the head coach of the football team. His wife was like the head coach of the basketball team, and she was a math teacher. And
Ooh. Did you have any sex scandals when it came to teachers at your schools at all? Because we've had a couple, at least some of the schools that I've gone to.
so not at the school. No, I'm trying to think. Let me think hard actually.
There's a couple.
Not that I could think of, but I lived in a small town in Kansas, and the town, like maybe like 5, 10 minutes away from us, they
Yeah.
had a pretty big one where one of the teachers was sleeping with one of the students, and it was a big old fucking thing. They were in love. It's a possible kid. Like, it was fucking like everything that you could imagine that could happen
Dude,
was
we
what
had
happened.
we had some of the craziest shit. Um, one of my teachers in middle school, what was her name? Miss Brown. She's dead now. She was married to one of my other teachers. He was an English teacher. She was a reading like teacher or whatever, and she wound up
I think all teachers read.
becoming like a dean at the high school I eventually wound up going to, 'cause that was back in middle school.
So she
She
moved
wound
up.
up being a dean at the high school that I wound up going to, and apparently she wound up having sex with like one of the football players at the high school who was, I believe technically 18, but she was still a teacher and he was a student obviously, so it wasn't illegal, but it was just like, hey, you
Against
shouldn't be
policy.
fucking students obviously, yeah.
It's frowned upon. Hey,
And she
stop
was like
that.
married and stuff. So I think what wound up happening is I ran into her years ago, like like years after it happened, and I
She
had
had to fuck.
graduated to this point, and we saw each other, and she actually remembered my name, and I was shocked, and she was like, "Hi, Sean," and we walked past each other. I was like, "Hi, Miss Brown," and
Trying
like
to fuck.
right after that happened, she killed herself. Like
Oh shit.
right after I fucking ran into her, like I'm talking days after I ran into her there, she killed herself. Or no, I think she was murdered. Holy shit. Dude, I think she might have been
Watch,
murdered.
we're gonna get a fucking call from the FBI. Be like, Sean, we need you to come in. You're actually a key witness into a very
Dude,
big murder investigation.
okay, for anybody who's watching this who went to Discovery or Liberty High School, Discovery Middle School or Liberty High School, anyone that's watching this that is one of my friends or something like that, let me know if you remember this fucking lady and the story and everything like that. And I know she either committed suicide or she was murdered.
Was
Now
it
I'm
like
pretty
an
sure she was fucking murdered.
Epstein suicide?
I just remember reading an article and I was like, holy shit, I just saw her like days before this. Like I had just seen her. Fuck, now I can't fucking remember. Now I need to know. Damn it.
We will find out. The saga continues.
Dude, you know what I was thinking about the other day? I was pulling into a gas station and I was thinking, you know those signs that say fuck, what the fuck do they say? They're like slow children. It says slow
Yeah,
children playing.
I always laugh. I like this bunch of little retards playing around. It's even better when when it says slow deaf children. That's even the it's like, oh, a bunch of little deaf retards. Why
I
would you
just
let them out? Don't
I
let
was
them out.
I was pulling into a gas station to get some gas. I was working and I thought to myself, what would be the harm in just adding a comma? Just all we need is just one fucking comma. That changes the statement entirely. Slow. Children playing. Oh,
Do you
okay,
know
I
how much that's
understand,
gonna cost the taxpayers?
right? I think what we should do is we should go around with a fucking little like
Just a brush.
a stencil. Yeah, like a stencil and a spray paint, like, and we just like fucking put the little comma in there. I think
We're
we're gonna do our civil duty and start doing that.
social justice warriors, baby.
Imagine we got arrested for adding commas to signs.
Defacing public property and
The
shit.
stupidest way we could possibly get
Uh,
arrested. Holy shit, that would be fucking great. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, how many other signs are there out there where we could fucking fix them with just a simple like exclamation point or something like that?
just a little, yeah, a little boop, just to make the big difference. Yeah, but like
Mhm.
every time I see those signs, I just giggle to myself. I'm like, I'm such a fucking child, but
Dude, funny as hell. I swear to God. Oh, did you see that Trump is finally wearing a mask?
yeah, after fucking Eminem dropped his Kid Cudi verse and said something about it,
He
very,
does.
very, very coincidental, I would
Yeah.
say. I'm
And
telling you,
called.
after this episode, check that out.
I'm
I
going to. Yeah.
recommend listening to it at least 2 times because he says a lot.
You know what we haven't talked about in this whole episode? The Wayfair conspiracy.
Oh shit, we have it. How much time do we got?
How much time do we have?
Ooh, probably like 10 or 11 minutes, maybe.
Damn. I mean, we can go through it briefly if you want to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
Fuck it,
I'm down for
let's
it.
do
We'll
it.
do a brief talk about it, and if we have to, we'll talk about it more on
I
next
don't know
episode.
details on it, like, at all. All I
I
know is from
know a
what I've heard
little.
about the conspiracy theory, which is basically if anyone doesn't know or hasn't heard of the company called Wayfair, and the only reason I know about it is because my girlfriend is always like, "Look at the deals on Wayfair."
My girl too. Every time we got so much
Yeah,
shit.
right?
There. No
Yeah.
kids, but
Yeah, yeah. Not that you know of.
yeah.
You start peeling the paint on your fucking cabinet, and you're like there's like
But yeah, I bought a cabinet, but I just haven't put it together yet. Just sitting in my garage. I'm like, what the fuck is that goddamn smell?
it's just made out of teeth. Your
Uh,
your fucking bathtub, you were like, "We got a nice marble sorry, a tub, it's a nice marble tub."
Marble tub,
Um,
no teeth. There are no humans sacrificed to make this tub.
oh, man, what's it called? So Wayfair is a company, I guess that it's an online seller of furniture, I guess,
Of
right?
all sorts of shit, honestly. It's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like Amazon on discount. Like,
Yeah, but, so there's this huge conspiracy that and interestingly enough, I'll talk a little more about one of the things, but so there's this conspiracy that they're somehow involved in child sex trafficking trade because a number of children apparently that have gone missing.
and that's where I didn't research a lot
I
on that.
didn't either. So, like, apparently those kids' names, the same names were also being used on certain,
Like
items that were being
cabinets and
sold. Yeah,
drawers and shit.
cabinets, drawer, and they were extremely expensive. They were very, very high priced. It would be like a cabinet that's like $10,000, and then you're kinda just like, "That sounds kinda like how much you'd pay for a child."
But I mean, okay,
So
so I go ahead, go ahead.
so I'm glad that got you.
Uh,
So basically, I saw Benexi sent me this video today that was one of the kids who that they're saying she's missing, and they named like an object after her, and they're like, look, this is proof that they have her and they're selling her or whatever. She, I guess, made a video and she's like, I'm not missing. I haven't I haven't watched the video, but I was fucking dying laughing when she sent me
uh,
that because it's like, look, she's right there. And I was waiting for somebody to come out and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like he's eating juice or he's eating a sandwich and drinking juice right now. Like
yeah,
I just was waiting for that fucking thing to come out. I can't believe it, and I have to watch that video to make sure that it is legit. But yeah, I just think it is super sketchy. It's really fucking crazy. But I
it
think
sounds
ultimately it's
crazy.
still just like a fucking really far fetched. It's not like it's impossible, but it seems highly unlikely.
Yeah, like my
I
thought
think
on
there's a
it.
smarter way to do fucking sex trafficking. Like you don't need to have some type of dumb fucking code to do it on a
Yeah, they
vine
said
like a
they had all
mattress.
sorts of, and that's the thing with a bunch of these like conspiracy theories and shit,
Mhm.
is a lot of the thing like their facts just are so they're not facts, and they're very loose and
Yeah.
just kooky sounding. I didn't do a whole lot of research on it, but from what I was seeing, like the barcode or whatever for these
Mhm.
particular items, like if you search it up on some sort of web browser or whatever, it unlocks something and it shows you the child itself,
Yeah.
and it's like all sorts of crazy. It's like I really don't think that's what they're doing. But then again, like I said earlier, it's 2020, bro.
It's
No,
not impossible, it just
it's
seems like the likelihood of this would be it's very far-fetched, and there isn't any concrete evidence, it's all just a lot of speculation and really, like, it all does seem very weird, sure, it really does, the names, the pricing, but when someone goes, "See, that's irrefutable proof that that's what's going on," I look to that person and say, "You're a ridiculous human being.
right.
You are not somebody I would trust to give me insightful information on something because that's a ridiculous thing to say. You have no actual facts to present, and you're just presenting me with speculation."
I
And
say
essentially,
just
that's all we've got right now, and that's all we can go off of because we can't prove that any crime was committed by them. So, I mean, sure, launch an investigation if that's at all possible, but other than that, like,
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too. There's so many things that are attached to this particular story that just doing quick,
not deep.
fact checks and seeing that they're not even real. Like I've seen a lot of stories where CEO of Wayfair resigns and flees the
Yeah,
country, and I look on it and it's
yeah,
like he didn't
no,
flee, he's not resigning, he actually saying that this is all bullshit.
yeah,
What the
it's
fuck?
nonsense. I
And
heard apparently there's like some speculation that it might just be disgruntled employees that were naming these and doing all this barcode stuff and pricing stuff because of apparently the company has like a deal where they provide like stuff to ICE, you know,
no,
the
then yeah,
immigration, blah blah blah.
yeah, yeah.
So apparently, like people took issues with that. People that worked for the company took issues with that, and that's one thing that some people are speculating. Again, we haven't looked into this that much,
Yeah, not
but I
too
think
much.
it's like human. The way that the human mind works is that we're strictly wired to look for patterns in things. It's the same reason why when you're laying in bed at night and you look over at the dark chair with like all your clothes piled on it and it
Oh, and
looks
you
like
see
a person,
yeah.
it's because you start to look at things and your brain starts making connections. It's looking for patterns and it starts to fill in the gaps. So when something sort of looks like a certain way, your brain will interpret it in a way and then it'll go, well, the closest accumulation to that thing that I have is like, it's kind of looks like a outcut of this and that, so it maybe looks kind of like a person standing in a room, and then you turn on the light and it's just a fucking lampshade with a like towel over it or
Yeah.
something.
Some
So it's just like
nonsense shit.
that's where like conspiracy theories always fall. They always fall on like people making these really far-fetched like ideas based on like connections between things that don't necessarily connect at all. And
Well,
I
I
think,
feel like they're reaching for like, they want it to be so true, so they're
yeah,
just grabbing at, anything
because
they can.
there's this whole conspiracy that's been going on forever, and it's not to say that it isn't happening, but I think that doesn't, just because it's happening doesn't mean that everything has to do with it. You know what I mean? Like when it
Yeah.
comes to like the Hollywoods like sex trafficking and stuff like that of like, Epstein and all this other shit and all these celebrities that are apparently a part of like these cults that are like involved with sex trafficking and also like eating babies and like immortality and stuff like that. All this crazy nonsense and stupid bullshit that people will spend all day long arguing that they have proof for, but they don't actually provide real proof. It's just like, well, look at this book from 1973. Like, you see, she's holding the book in this picture, and then like later and like some dumb shit like that. And it's just like, look, she's shaking the hand of this guy, and look, oh, she said this thing that kind of sounded like this Latin phrase that blah 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 means this thing. And if you translate that Latin phrase into French, then it means this. And then if you look and see who said that phrase in French, then that person, just dumb, crazy shit like that. It's just you're reaching so fucking hard. It's like the same thing with Ginger Sean always talks about Alex Jones, how he's like, Alex Jones is crazy, but like, sometimes he's right about stuff. And it's
Well,
just
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
you're
you
gonna be
can be
right
right
about
about stuff.
things.
You can totally be right about stuff. That's not to say any of these people are wrong or can't be right about things. But when you reach so far constantly, like, and you're just and you're willing to just believe fucking anything, come on. Like it's so fucking ridiculous.
No, like you're saying though, if I tell you 10 different fucking things, right, and just pull 10 of them out of my ass, odds eventually are you're gonna get something right. But
Yes.
granted, with him, he deals with a lot of like Alex Jones. He deals with a lot of conspiracy shit and crazy stuff like that. So yes, a lot of it is kooky shit, and it doesn't make sense, and it's not real.
Hmm.
But there is going to be some of those fucking things like that weird owl ritual thing with all those fucking politicians, and he had the video of it.
Dude,
Uh,
now it's like apparently there's a conspiracy. Well, there's been one that Ellen DeGeneres is a part of the human trafficking thing, and it had to do with like a hoodie she was wearing. But then if you research the hoodie, it's just a like logo of like an artist that she really likes. And
that's what I'm saying. People are
people were
reaching so hard.
speculating that she was using the hoodie's logo to give to send like messages to Tom Hanks because it looked like the Wilson like blood splatter on the fucking volleyball, and
Uh,
they were like, "Look, Will Tom Hanks is a part of this shit too now." It's the stupidest fucking thing. It's just an
so
artist
our
that she
our
fucking
next
likes.
episode, what we're gonna do is for the week before we put out the episode, we're gonna come up with our own conspiracy theories and just spread them and see how
Damn, I
dumb
actually
people.
had an idea for something to do with the next episode I wanted to bring up now. if we
Well,
have
okay.
time for it, just something real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
It's called Boil the Frog. So if you go into boilthefrog.com, you come up with 2 music artists and you enter them in. It'll compile you a playlist that supposedly is supposed to get you from one artist to the other seamless, like perfectly. Like the music will somehow work out perfectly so that you can just pick like I don't fucking know, Britney Spears and like Coldplay, and then like somehow it'll find a way to like get you there perfectly between the two. So I was thinking like, hey, we should just pick random artists and see how that goes for us.
We could do that. We could try it.
But all right, man. I think this has been an okay episode. I'm kind of done with this shit. I think I'm pretty much done with the entire podcast, and I think I really just want to
Masturbate.
I want to retake my GED. I want to go back to high school. Actually, that's my
That's
plan.
actually a smart move. You should do a Billy Madison style. Just 1 week, start from
Yeah,
kindergarten, work your way up.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's remake it. But all right, guys, this has been another episode of the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast. Thanks for watching or listening, whatever you've been doing. You know, now that we're doing audio and you people have been fucking bothering us so much about this fucking audio and
Yeah,
like
because
we
we
get
do
like
so
what, like
much
yeah, we're doing so much right now. If you're not watching, you totally missed both of our dicks swinging in front of the camera.
helicopter style.
Mhm. And then at the beginning of this, when I was just beating my neighbor, he's bloody in a corner right now. But
That's
anyways,
gross.
we'll see you on the next episode. That's going to be titled
Balls and vagina. I don't
That's what
know.
we should start doing from now on. We've been talking about. I don't think we've actually been serious about it, like naming these things after the ones we come up with at the end of these episodes. But we really should consider it, and then
Yeah,
somehow try and work that title into the episode so that it actually makes sense.
there will be some very choppy episodes.
Dude, next episode, don't tell Sean about this part. I'm gonna be like balls in vagina, and then I just want you to be like, yeah, no, totally, I completely agree. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Right? That's fucking crazy shit.
But all right, guys, we appreciate you. Make sure you're following us on all our social medias at Real Clean Closet on Twitter, Instagram, and also on Facebook. You can also find us by our full name on Facebook, the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast, or again, the same thing on Twitter and Instagram at Real Clean Closet. We also have a TikTok too. We don't really use it much, just to like post
It's
ads
there.
about the like clips from the episodes and stuff like that. But yeah, go ahead and watch and kiss your dad for us.
Mwah.
Love you.
Love you more. Alrighty.
Finally finish this water.
Dude, I know I finished my drink and I have cotton mouth so goddamn bad.